The proton beam deflector of the Belmont Bevatron betrayed its inventors at 4 o'clock in the afternoon of October 2, 1959. What happened next happened instantly. No longer adequately deflected, and therefore no longer under control, the 6 billion-volt beam radiated upward toward the roof of the chamber, incinerating along its way an observation platform overlooking the donut-shaped magnet. There were 8 people standing on the platform at the time, a group of sightseers and their guide. Deprived of their platform, the 8 persons fell to the floor of the Bevatron chamber and lay in a state of injury and shock until the magnetic field had been drained and the hard radiation partially neutralized. Of the 8, 4 required hospitalization. 2, less severely burned, remained for indefinite observation. The remaining 2 were examined, treated, and then released. Local newspapers in San Francisco and Oakland reported the event. Lawyers for the victims drew up the beginnings of lawsuits. Several officials connected with the Bevatron landed on the scrap heap, along with the Wilcox-Jones deflection system and its enthusiastic inventors. Workmen appeared and began repairing the physical damage. The incident had taken only a few moments. At 4 o'clock, the faulty deflection had begun, and at 4:02, 8 people had plunged 60 feet through the fantastically charged proton beam as it radiated from the circular internal chamber of the magnet. The guide, a young Negro, fell first and was the first to strike the floor of the chamber. The last to fall was a young technician from the nearby guided missile plant. As the group had been let out onto the platform, he had broken away from his companions, turned back toward the hallway, and fumbled in his pocket for his cigarettes. Probably, if he hadn't leaped forward to grab for his wife, he wouldn't have gone with the rest. That was the last clear memory, dropping his cigarettes and groping futilely to catch hold of Marcia's fluttering, drifting coat sleeve. All morning Hamilton sat in the missile research labs, doing nothing but sharpening pencils and sweating worry. Around him his staff continued their work. The corporation went on. At noon, Marcia showed up, radiant and lovely, as sleekly dressed as one of the tame ducks in Golden Gate Park. Momentarily he was roused from his brooding lethargy by the sweet-smelling and very expensive little creature he had managed to snare, a possession even more appreciated than his Sci-Fi rig and his collection of good whiskey. "What's the matter?" Marcia asked, perched briefly on the end of his gray metal desk, gloved fingers pressed together, slim legs restlessly twinkling. "Let's hurry and eat so we can get over there. This is the first day they have that deflector working, that part you wanted to see. Had you forgotten? Are you ready?" "I'm ready for the gas chamber," Hamilton told her bluntly, "and it's about ready for me." Marcia's brown eyes grew large. Her animation took on a dramatic, serious tone. "What is it? More secret stuff you can't talk about? Darling, you didn't tell me something important was happening today. At breakfast you were kidding and frisking around like a puppy." "I didn't know at breakfast." Examining his wristwatch, Hamilton got gloomily to his feet. "Let's make it a good meal. It may be my last." He added, "And this may be the last sightseeing trip I'll ever take."